level 70, 71. Level 71, the Light Wardens. Exarch welcomes you back to the...
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmul might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, it guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Sure that eliminating the Wardens will be enough. Not sure if I follow. I follow.
Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then. In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds.
Having crisis on it at Earth. So...
This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions. An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as umbral calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed. At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
They like temper.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Holminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Fighting? Holminster Switch is in the north of Lakeland, so we had best make haste with our preparation. In fact, meet me outside the Crystarium at the crossroads northwest of the Ascensor Gate, and I shall lead you there myself. Either. Maybe we can try and go there real quick. Probably go afterwards. Might be where we're heading anyway. Level 7. Gonna be a dungeon. Gotta do for a dungeon. All said, if we follow this road north, we will arrive at the northern staging point. The village itself lies not far beyond. Quickly now. Pretty with all their little purple flowers. Not brown. Half the areas in Heavensward are brown, and half the areas in Stormblood are brown. A lot of rocks. Color too. Gonna go up to the supposed to go, but it's gonna pass right by this ether. It's just stopping for Yorn. Going on. Holminster switches past these gates and through the woods. It's not exactly a near neighbor to the Crystarium, but as we occupy the same region, we have built up something of a cooperative relationship. What can we expect inside, Captain? The town is beset by a swarm unlike any we have seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villagers, but as many as half remain. Judging by their number of eaters present, we have a good reason to believe that a Light Warden leads the attack. How convenient. It seems we'll have our chance to slay a warden sooner than we expected. One does not simply slay a warden. Has no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside them than all of their underlings put together. It can be struck down, aye, but its essence won't dissipate like the weaker kind. Vile ether will billow outwards and envelop the nearest living being, a reckless young swordswoman perhaps, and turn her into a brand new warden. I'll be protected with my echo? Ah, well, you can leave that particular quandary to us. I must ask that the guards stand down and allow us to engage this leader of eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if... Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such danger without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. Very well, then our warden slaying party shall include myself, the Leviers, Captain Lena, and last but not least, formidable group indeed. Into Holminster we go. Once we reach the Light Warden, do not hold back. We strike to kill. Sisters now accessible. New regular duty has been added to the Duty Finder and Duty Support. The instance dungeons encountered and subsequent main scenario quests can be completed solo alongside a supporting party of NPCs. Make use of this feature. Simply speak with one of your NPC companions near the entrance to the instance and select the option to form a party. Alternately, you can also select Duty Support under Duty from the main menu or interact with the instance itself. Forming a party, you will need to follow the same role restrictions imposed when using the Duty Finder. Alternatively, you can find party members via the Duty Finder as usual and complete the instance with fellow players instead. This must have been when they first added Duty Support. Let's see what it has to say. Holminster Switch, level 71. Holminster Switch. Idyllic settlement in the northern reaches of Lakeland, a tranquil village where folks spend their days raising livestock and tending crops, a ripe target for a light warden and its swarm of voracious sin-eaters. Reports of bloody carnage have reached the Crystarium, and the guard has deployed in force in answer to Holminster's plea for aid. The Crystal Exarch has need of your strength, for this is no skirmish with a stray abomination. To triumph against Warden... Excuse me, hold on. Come back to... about that now. Alright, level 71, Holminster Switch. Holminster Switch, an idyllic settlement in the northern reaches of Lakeland, a tranquil village where folks spend their days raising livestock and tending crops, a ripe target for a light warden and its swarm of voracious sin-eaters. Reports of bloody carnage have reached the Crystarium, and the guard has deployed in force in answer to Holminster's plea for aid. The Crystal Exarch has need of your strength, for this is no skirmish with a stray abomination. To triumph against a warden would be to strike a telling blow in the unending war for the first survival. On the 4 players. Okay, so let's talk to them. I'll talk. Hand of this sortie is yours. Though I am not as spry as I once was, I hope my long years of experience will serve you in some capacity. I can wield spells to heal or harm, or even fashion an arcane shield and sword should we have need of a defensive wall. Simply say the word. Form of bond. Talk to all of them. I guess we should use Salazar, huh? I mean, Lena's cute and everything, but he's gonna tank then. For my first one, it's probably... Register for duty. Holminster Switch. For Grant, Holminster Switch. Oh, I forgot for a second. That's alright.
So be it.
Get the twins together. I don't... Better multi-target than fire too. I mean, it might just be better to just throw fire 4s at them individually. Only like 2. I mean, like duty support, we just go. They're fine. They don't really AOE. They just target anyway. We end up with like a large dude. But I leveled up through pets. I get what you get. Daily bone. Eureka.
So be it.
Probably wouldn't even started Shadow. Or for the holidays. Like to have still have it, you know. Go back and do. Like to get. I just don't want to be in the middle of MSQ. Like, oh, it's Christmas and I gotta take a week off, and now it's New Year's, so I gotta take a few days off. Or like to get the storyline finished, at least MSQ and maybe some patch content. Why we didn't bother finishing all of our weapons. So I have 5 more to go. One we can finish them. If there's a BA run, we'll probably. Saving our quick out. That's such a in ignorance. I already. Even turning the bears.
Leave the healing to me.
That is, but I know I probably shouldn't be near them. Got Thunder 4 on my left.
Let's give them a show!
That one. Get my cast off. A little out of practice on this job. That's a... Got no movement. Okay.
On guard!
Like Mage's hard move. I hit it too late. It doesn't look good, but get there, that's all. Here. I'm citizen. Everything's on cool now. Like, what level do you get fire to? Level 18, like, yeah. No, not moving at all. Bullet came unbugged. Oh, come on, there we go. ordered the wireless dongle. It's supposedly Bluetooth. Just like tried to play it on Bluetooth ever I started playing. Made the camera all wonky. Lost connection all the time. Dead bodies. Pick up. Keep killing stuff. Bear's level 7. Habit, though. Maybe I can because I am overlooked. 2 minutes to level 71 dungeon. Gym. I mean, fire 3. Like, isn't despair like only 10 damage more than fire 3? Yeah, but I use it in place of air. Then I don't get the AoE from. I haven't played. Like, not actual, like.
not good.
Right behind you.
Back. Yeah, I really didn't pick the right job for him to. It's fine. Get through it. Okay, well that's just. Okay, that's just. I thought it was counting down at first. Like it's like Expel Bomb. Okay, so it should be casting. Tickler. That's a good name for a tank buster.
Leave the healing to me.
Oh. We'll get the hang of it again. Yes. Okay, well, yeah, so it's not going. We haven't died yet. Oh, big damage. Big black mage there. would have came. Killing them before. Fun yet. Yeah, I just should use skate. Yeah, sure. Having fun, that's all that matters. A lot to say. Nice dungeon. Real nice touch, all the dead bodies lying around. A lot of those in the Gimlet Dark too. Kind of a theme. Is this happening? They don't run. On my cooldowns up. Light Warden.
Leave the healing to me.
Pain, okay. I thought you'd be further away. Okay. Okay, I got out of it, it's fine. Okay, didn't see that coming. Okay. Begin with, I can't like do anything. Hard when I can't move, like when I have to keep moving. Like the one job where you can't move. And like every time I have to stop and recast, it just completely screws up my rotation. The cast could have been help when I don't know what. Tank.
There'll be nothing left of you but a smoking crater!
How to empty 10. Not paying any attention. Like I can't do anything. Hey.
Leave the healing to me.
Ugh. I got chained. Okay, well that went very, very poorly. Hey, oh my god. Hey, definitely out of practice on this job. It's alright, we made it through and that's all that matters. I don't even look happy about it. So get anything worthwhile? We'll get back to the game. Yeah, I know. At least it was entertaining for you guys.
It's releasing its ether! Fall back! We cannot let it touch us! Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw!
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor. But now we have a way to contain that corruption.
What?
The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you. Behold! The monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
Yeah. Cool. Hey. Hey, they've seen 100 years. Oh, I mean, I'm surprised it's not rioting in the streets. Crazy.
Scar. It can't be.
What's happening?
It's so beautiful.
The sunless sea. The warrior of darkness has come.
Is that what I think it is?
The night sky. As it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? My lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will.
Yeah, you know.
I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed. But for the present, I beg you, stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the wardens and restore darkness to the first.
There. Or become the warrior you need. Like a glorious adventure. Have no choice. Down for glory.
On behalf of the first, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exarch, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Sin Eater is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
How quickly you have justified my faith in you. So many lives saved, and the sky itself heralds your success. A single victory in a larger struggle, perhaps, but a momentous one. Light Wardens. Okay, I need to go back to it. Level 71, Warrior of Darkness. The Exarch is looking ahead to the immediate future. Future? Now, as for how we proceed from here. Villagers we evacuated earlier have arrived safely in the Crystarium. Seem to be accepting their situation for the moment. Most folk are far too distracted by the sky to worry about wounds or lost home. They whisper and wonder if the Warrior of Darkness has come. It is to be expected. Silly, I must ask a favor of you. Would you be so kind as to conceal your involvement in this endeavor for the time being? Seeing the light recede from the lakeland is a momentous occasion, and many will be swept up in the maelstrom of excitement and confusion. Should you come forth as a legendary warrior of darkness, I fear that, no matter how good your intentions, such an appearance would throw the city into disarray. I find myself in agreement with the Exarch, although my concerns are more focused on Yulmore. It may be best if you maintain a low profile until we see how all three responds to all of this. My thanks. Though we cannot freely celebrate your success, pray allow your heart to be buoyed by the joy of our citizens, a joy you surely brought into being. And I must ask the same discretion of you, Captain. 'Tis my intention to share with our people the tale of the great warrior who stood in defiance of the Sin Eaters. This unnamed champion defeated the Light Warden and has since departed for parts unknown, yes? As you wish, my lord. Your penchant for mystery is nothing new, and I will encourage folk not to question this either. Although I expect to be told the whole truth of it one day, about all of you. That settled, I shall return to the Crystarium and make an address to the people. Explanations and adjustments will consume much of my time, so pray take the opportunity to rest and recover from your exploit. Think, but not even need to shutter the windows to enjoy a dark and peaceful night's sleep. I must stay behind and coordinate the evacuation of the remaining survivors. I hesitate to ask after all you've done here today, but could I ask you to pass on a message on your way to the Pendants? Please let Bragi know that we're bringing in a number of injured and that any restoratives in the markets need to be reserved for the infirmary. We should start making our own way back to the Crystarium. Slowly, mind you. It wouldn't do to arrive too soon after the Exarch. Staying behind as well. There's something I need to check on in Holminster. I already went through the village top to bottom, Alizé. We should all take the chance to rest, you included. I knew one of those eaters, and I can't rest, not now. But please, I wish to be left alone for a while, and that means you as well, Zilly. I shall be cross if you try to follow me. Promise to find you later when I feel myself again. Just you and me then, shall we? Well, the Crystarium seems relatively ordered, wouldn't you say? The Exarch's speech must have been reassuring to hear. On the contrary, there is something jubilant in the air. I have a feeling this night won't be quite as peaceful as our hooded friend predicted. I think I shall take a brief stroll around town before retiring to my chambers. Once you've discharged your duty to Bragi, I suggest you do the same. Sleep well. I hope untroubled dreams find you and Alizé both. Not here. Stop on my way to the... Froggy. Hi, what can I do for you? Looking to buy a lantern like every other stumbling soul in the city? See, well, Captain Lena can rest assured that any potions I spot coming in will be set aside for the wounded. Hang on a moment, if you're carrying messages for the guard, does that mean you were there, then? The battle at Holminster? Stalwart lass like you might want to pay a visit to the Wandering Stairs, make herself known. Sure, Glynard can introduce you to some interesting opportunities. Glynard. Tavern. Down to that. Diella, more beer for table 2 and a couple of pints of mead for table 3 while you're at it. Hang right up. Sorry, we're rushed off our feet today, miss. Can I get you anything? Drinks are on the house. Oh, that Broggy has a twisted sense of humor. Ha 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 ha. To think he'd send you to meet me at a time like this. First real night in near 100 years has folk all riled up and then some. What's more, there was that eater business at Holminster Switch. They say a light warden was destroyed without a damn trace, and it was the warrior of darkness who did the deed. Really must apologize for Glynard. He's been almost as rowdy as our customers, and that's no small feat. A lot of our regulars are bounty hunters, you see. They mostly go after eaters, and the rumor of the warrior's appearance was the spark to their kindling. You know how the weak eaters are drawn to the strong ones, right? Aye, they swarm like angry bees around a queen. You need look no further than Holminster for proof of that, but attacks on that scale don't happen every day. Praise the blessed shadow. No, the more common threats are the strays. No one knows why, but every now and again an eater will leave the pack to prowl alone. Those are the ones you run into on the road if your luck is foul. They're a danger to everyone, so the settlement council puts bounties on their heads. Our bar here is a convenient place for hunters to gather and share information. Seems a few of them were inspired by the warden slaying even more than most. These are the types who have their sights set on absolute worst of the strays, a class of eaters that have been dubbed the cardinal virtues. Virtues showed up out of nowhere about 3 summers ago, and when historians heard the descriptions given by survivors, well, apparently they share an appearance with the villains who caused the flood. If that doesn't send a chill down your spine, they're also reported to be as tough as light wardens, not the kind of prey you can take down single-handed. Our virtue hunters had all but given up, but knowing the warrior of darkness is out there has lit a fire in their bellies. Just look at them. That Hume over there with the oversized sword is Granson. He's in for revenge. Wants to recruit a comrade in arms as tenacious as he is. This style lad is Lou Reek. Don't be fooled by those dewy cheeks. He's as hard a hunter as they come. He just lost a partner and seems to be on the lookout for a new one. That's Sarah. Word is she seeks an expert in magecraft to help fight the virtue he's after. Last we have Gia, dwarf and drunkard both, wanted to join forces with a healer and only a healer. Something about needing a mender's wisdom. Seen my share of competent veterans, and you have that look about you. Maybe you should introduce yourself to one of our hunters. Who knows? Together you might even collect a bounty on a cardinal virtue. Now there's a grand idea. Imagine the prestige my bar would earn if we boasted the patronage of a successful virtue hunter. You've gained access to Roll Quest. Oh, okay. Separate quest line and story is now available for tank, physical DPS, magical range DPS, and healer roles. In order to reach the final stages of the Shadowbringers main scenario, you must complete at least one Roll Quest line. Speak with Virtue Hunter at the Wandering Stairs to accept a quest offer. So we're going to have to do at least one set of Roll Quests just to finish the MSQ. Better get somebody up to 80 pretty quick. We don't have to do, I mean, we'll have to do them all at some point. Like we have to have one done just finished. That's odd. We'll make it happen. Most of our jobs are at relatively decent number. 75, 76 for Black Mage. Welcome back, miss. I wonder if anyone can sleep with the city in such an uproar, but will you be retiring to your quarters? Retire to your quarters, yes. Very good. In light of the present situation, I have had illumination prepared for all our rooms. No need to rush to the markets for lanterns or candles. Have a pleasant rest. Warrior of Darkness, complete. The other Warrior of Darkness going to pay us a visit now?
So it's your lot's turn to be the Warriors of Darkness, is it? It's funny how things work out.
Been watching, have you? These are my private quarters.
Well, I did warn you. I followed you to Yulmore and then on to Armarang. And I was there when you slew the Light Warden. Those white-haired twins who were with you. I remember them from our battle in the Source. Are they your friends then? Through thick and thin? Aye. Then I suggest you keep them close. It's when you charge ahead trying to save someone else that you end up losing those you love. Not that you need telling, I'll bet you've lost plenty. But I wonder, what will it cost you this time? I don't remember when it was that I learned regret wasn't worth the bother. You get numb to it all over the years. The lost comrades, the broken promises, the abandoned principles. Just more nagging burdens to ignore.
So this is what the light was hiding. She's here. I must go to her.
Well, inside an Imperial Magitech facility in the source. Oh, good. So they're still going to keep update on what's happening.
Intruders! Fan out and find them!
And
Out of my way!
Stay your weapon. We are not your enemy. When the alarm sounded, I wondered what we had done to betray our presence. But I see now we are not the only intruders. Sir Estinian, I presume. The dragoon who plucked the Warrior of Light from the jaws of death? Your armor is most distinct.
Much as yours once was. But even without it, I see a former legator still has eyes and ears in unexpected places. Van Baelsar, in the flesh. Though I understand you prefer Shadow Hunter.
You are in contact with the Scions, I take it.
Through no choice of my own. They tracked me down and conscripted me to their cause. I swear their receptionist was trained as a spy. Not that anyone can escape that Baldessian woman once she has caught the scent of your ether.
If they have resorted to using freelancers, I must assume their attempts to wake the afflicted have failed. And what of their champion?
Away on other business. Thus, it has fallen to me to root out any trace of the Empire's new weapon.
If it is Black Rose you seek, you are too late. My people have already completed your mission here. Yet this is but one factory among many. When they caught wind of our efforts, they built additional facilities to ensure production continues unabated. There will be no one left in the lands they conquer. No citizens to conscript. No skills to exploit. Nothing the Empire needs. And they will call it victory.
What exactly does this Black Rose do?
The gas is described as a poison, but its actual effect is more arcane in nature. It was created to disrupt the ether in living beings, to bring the flow of their life energies to a standstill. Inhaling even the tiniest amount will cause all bodily functions to cease, much as a potent venom will stop a man's heart. Released over a city, Black Rose could conceivably kill every inhabitant, and all without damaging a single structure.
Search every corner! Rouse the barracks if you have to! I want this facility secured!
I have more questions, but now is not the time.
Sir Estinian, I have an offer for you, but I will make it only once. Since it would seem we seek the same answers, you are welcome to join us.
Ha! From what I hear, you need all the help you can get. In case you don't know, Varys himself confessed that your empire was a creation of the Ascians.
I am aware of what his Radiance said at the parley. Thus I would return to the capital, that I might behold the truth of this corruption with my own eyes. My path leads to Garlemald,